Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And it's Gen Con weekend.
Yes.
And Wizards of the Coast is in trouble again.
Oh, shocker.
Shocker. Wizards of the Coast has been busted using AI-generated artwork in its source books. And first they kind of denied it. Then they tried to downplay it and say we're just using it to tweak some art. But as people pointed out, it's obviously AI generated. There are some parts where like the wolves have human feet and I don't know how many fingers everybody has or whatever, but this is, I believe, going to be the new normal going forward because, you know, look, it's expensive to hire painters and digital painters and produce the caliber of artwork that people have been used to from Wizards and D&D and Magic and all of that. And it's so much cheaper and easier to just use AI and get rid of those problematic artists who complain they want paid more.
Yeah, I'm just thinking though, if they did this, like she said, oh, they were just doing it to tweak it. Why would the wolf have human feet?
Yeah, they think they're downplaying it. So the artist who apparently worked on this drawing, worked on this painting, came out and said that they had just used AI to tweak the piece, but other people pointed out that there's so many things that just don't make sense. I mean, even the proportions, like why is his fist so big? It's in the foreground, but then this guy, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like a lot of things that just don't.
The tusks on them don't look like they're lined up right.
Yeah, a lot of things that just don't add up. Now, look, going forward, using AI in some capacity is going to be the new normal.
Yeah, I agree.
For better or for worse. Photoshop is starting to include it into their application now, and it's just going to be one of those things. Now, I can see it being used for, like, you know, correcting perspective or maybe,
when it's used as a tool to
lighting
improve someone's art, that's different.
Yep.
If it's used as a way to replace somebody with by using other people's art, that's not cool.
And we know how money hungry Hasbro is and how money hungry Wizards is. And if they could save thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars a year just generating art for their source books and not have to deal with the artists, they're going to do it.
Well, the real question is, when we complain about this, are they going to send the Pinkertons after us?
Are they going to send the Pinkertons? Yeah, so let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture, news, views, and rants. Guys, if you do, you'll get a woohoo. Woohoo! Go out to clownfishtv.com for more objective pop culture news. Go out to adventureengine.net and sign up to be notified. We're working on a game system right now.
I can confirm they are working on it like weekly at this point.
Yeah, I'm actually fidgeting with some of the pieces, but it's going to be a while until you see it, right? We are not going to use AI generated art in any of our source books.
No, we'll not do that.
It's not going to happen. But yeah, just to give you a recap of where Wizards of the Coast is right now with the fandom. We've been calling Wizards out for years, but mostly because of their faux wokeness, you know, that they've been going hard in the paint on, like, look how progressive we are, because, you know, the orcs aren't racist and the dark elves aren't as dark as they used to be, and we're going to get rid of this trope and that trope and this language and gendered language, all that. Look how progressive we are. But then they turn around and they pull the OGL debacle.
Yes.
The game license debacle, where they're basically like, yeah, we own everything you produce. Kind of like Microsoft is doing with Minecraft.
Minecraft, yeah.
And then they had to walk that back. That was catastrophic. They took a huge hit. Other game publishers made a lot more money. And then they pulled that crap with the Pinkertons. Mm-hmm. Guy got some Magic cards a couple of weeks early, and they sent the freaking Pinkertons to his house to make threats.
To get the cards back. Even
to get the cards back.
He ordered them, and it wasn't his fault. They sent him the wrong cards.
Yeah, the dealer sent them the wrong case. Now they're at Walmart and they're on clearance, actually. But,
you said about them going doubling down on the pseudo woke stuff. See, that's the other half of this painting you don't see. They're leaving the coffee shop and heading to Glom.
They're going to Glom, yeah. Mm-hmm. This guy fucked a bear so hard that he's wearing its skin.
Well, and yeah, it messed up his tusks.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, there's an article. This is Linda Codega, who is, I have to give her props. She's on Gizmodo. She has been going at WotC hard lately, ever since the OGL thing.
She has.
So she's covering this again. But yeah, this is how it got called out originally. This is GM Ben. Is Wizards using AI art in official source books? These images from Big B's presence are seriously concerning. At best, it's terrible quality. At worst, it means a lot of artists are going to lose jobs. Yeah, human feet on the,
Oh, that's weird.
the wolves. Terrible position. Yeah, look, it looks like the foot is tilted up.
Well, are those human feet? I can't really.
Yeah, they kind of look human.
I don't know if they do.
Human. Look at that. What is that?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they're meant to be human because they still look kind of like a dog in some ways. I don't know.
Kind of like a dog. It kind of looks like a dog. The axe is
the
going.
axe is going into the wolf.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. So people were pointing this out. You know, the hand position's weird. The proportions are weird. I mean, I took one look at it and I'm like, just a lot of stuff doesn't, weird and wispy. A lot of stuff just does not seem to mesh, you know? So here's the article. An artist for Bigby Presents Glory of the Giants has admitted to using AI to generate certain details. Like all of it.
Well, here's the thing. You can use AI. Okay. Like when they did Elemental, they did use AI to try to make the flames look like Ember looked like she was, actually on fire, or Wade looked like he had like water and bubbles and he was like flowing. And that's, you can do that because there are things that are, going to take too long to have someone do by hand. You can do things like that and have it tweaked. And I think that's why the wispiness is on the dress. Like they probably tried to use the AI to generate that wispy effect and it went over the edge. And I think there's, the wispiness isn't the big deal. But there are times where like you can use it as an enhancement, and then there's times when you have to worry, is it going to be replacing people? That's the difference.
Yeah. Now, again, I do believe AI to some extent is going to be used as a tool, just like in Photoshop. They've got perspective correction and you can use digital tablets and all that kind of stuff. But
perspective correction was not used in this picture.
Obviously not. Obviously not. But yeah, so I think this is what's going to happen, especially knowing Hasbro, knowing how cheap they are becoming.
Right. I mean, but there's a difference between using it to enhance something or correct something, quote unquote, and to use it to generate a whole cloth and to steal other people's stuff to do it.
Yeah.
That's the distinction. Because I mean, like you said, it's going to happen. They're going to be using it. We already know they're going to bring it to Photoshop. They're going to have AI tools to help improve things no matter what. But there's a difference between improving and just doing it whole cloth. And I think in this case, so she was just using it as she thought to improve. I think it's a she, he. Is it a he or she?
It's a he. I think it's a he.
He, they are using it to just do that, I think, to improve it. But they didn't obviously check it afterwards.
All right. So this is the original tweet, which has been taken down by the artist. There's recent controversy on whether these illustrations I made were AI generated. AI was used in the process to generate certain details or polish in editing. To shine some light on the process, I'm attaching earlier versions of the illustrations before AI had been applied. As you can see, a lot of painted elements were enhanced with AI rather than generated from the ground up. So this is before and after. So is this the original?
I think that's the original and the other one's after, yeah.
So basically just kind of blocked out the shape and then supposedly AI went in and tweaked it. Supposedly.
Okay, and there's nothing wrong with, but that's a lot of work added if that's the case.
Yeah, because even like the whole arm is redrawn, and so you could effectively just draw a stick figure and say, okay, make this look like a wizard,
and then say you did the art.
Yeah.
In this case, you could tell they did most of the underwork. I mean, it's basically what you would do with a drawing or painting as you're building up the layers. So it's like missing the last couple steps. But yeah, and they disclosed it, but they didn't disclose it until after someone else mentioned it. So,
yeah,
but they did disclose it. So, I mean, there's that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So here's the thing though. They said that it needs to be, disclosed in the book even it
should be.
But people are, again.
Maybe they didn't know that they used it.
Well, that's it. They said it's unclear if the rest of the team knew. So this particular audience, again, Wizards, the audience that you have courted, this progressive audience, I hate to break it to you, but the people who think the orcs are racist also think AI is the devil. Mm-hmm. And they think NFTs are the devil. And they think all this new technology is awful. And you don't realize the damage that this is potentially going to cause your brand, because now people are going to be like, oh my God, these overpriced, ridiculous. Oh yeah, that was another issue too. They jacked up the price of the D&D books. These overpriced, ridiculously overpriced D&D books are now using a bunch of AI generated art.
Now,
on top of everything else.
They did say, though, here they said IO9 got some of the AI, they talked about the AI generators. And since this was done a while ago, because the book's just now coming out, they said at the time it was mostly overall painted digitally because they didn't have, AI wasn't where it is now then.
Yeah, that was only like a few months ago.
Clearly, because the axe is in the wolf and the foot is, looks like human, apparently. They should disclose it, though. I mean, personally, they did most of the work and the AI just enhanced it. The AI did a shitty job enhancing it, but they should have disclosed it.
Yeah, so this artist apparently is well known for using AI art generators.
So everybody knows
NFTs.
This artist already. Yes. Okay, so
and
I'm
NFTs.
like, no one should be surprised then. But then the company behind it should have disclosed that.
Knowing their audience, knowing where they're at with their audience right now. Again, Wizards has courted a progressive Tumblr audience, right? And they've bent over backwards time and time again to try to appease this audience.
Like I said, they were leaving the coffee shop.
Yes. And now to use NFTs or use a guy that's known for doing NFTs and AI art and all that, and without telling people there's going to be an issue, but they might have just realized, hey, a vocal minority are going to complain, and if we don't get caught, who gives a shit?
Well, penny got caught.
Money's money, right?
But if they knew, they should have disclosed it. I mean, I don't think it's really that big a deal if it's just being used as a tweaking. If you're doing a whole cloth, that's completely different because it's going to pull from other people's art. If it's just made to add some details and tweak, then I don't think that's that big of a deal. Or if an artist, uses it to use their own work, to teach it to do stuff for their own stuff, I don't think that's really that bad because if it's just you learning your stuff, but then that's out there for everybody else to steal.
That's the problem. See, I've said before, like if I could effectively clone myself and draw,
he says this all the time.
If I could draw 50, if I could train a bot to draw similar enough to me that maybe not do the whole thing, but work as an assistant or something for me, I would do it. But it would have to be my style, one, and it would have to be, I would have to make sure that nobody else could use that bot. Right,
because it could use it and mimic you.
Right. Now, if
somebody could do that now, they could put your stuff in and mimic you.
Yeah, if you had it locked down somehow that okay, I've got a custom art bot that basically draws in our house style or assists us in our house style, and only our company can use it, and you will never find images that look exactly like this. And that'd be it's cool because we can produce a lot more content. I think that'll happen eventually. I think you almost have a blockchain where Disney's got their Disney AI bot that draws in the Disney style based on Glenn Keane's artwork or something, but only they can use it, and you can tell somehow digital watermark or something. I don't know. I think that's what the future is going to be like. And then you'll have a couple of people storyboarding, and then you'll have the bot farm cranking out content,
which puts people out of work.
Which does put people out of work.
I mean, if you're an independent creator like you are, where it's only you or a couple of people you hire, that's different than being a best studio like Disney or replacing everyone. Yeah. It's funny though, you do bring up cloning yourself all the time. How do I know you're not a clone now?
The real Neon died years ago.
I don't like that.
I'm not a clone. I'm me. Maybe I'm better than the original.
Well, I was going to say you've been better lately. No, I'm kidding.
Because I killed the original one.
I'm kidding. Anyway,
how would you know? Maybe I've been a clone the whole time. Maybe I've been a scroll the whole time. Maybe I'm an alien chick. Oh, wait.
Well, then I get more checkboxes. It all works.
You do.
That's a win for me. Anyway,
that's a win for me, too, because I can say I'm trans and trans species.
There you go.
So there you go. There you go, guys. So yeah, they said that
Kickstarter's making you.
Yeah, Kickstarter. They released some new guidelines last week. Now they're saying if you're gonna kickstart an AI generated project, but I think it goes deeper than that. I'd have to look over their terms of service, but they're basically you need to make sure you disclose AI content. You need to, and I do agree with that because there are some people that feel. Yeah, I mean, it's almost become like pork products, right? You got to disclose, hey, is this kosher or not?
Yeah.
And that's what it is. It's people are are you doing NFTs or not? You doing AI or not? Now, I think it's ridiculous. Kickstarter got in a lot of trouble last year, I guess, because some comic artists were pissed off. They were talking about blockchain, but they were talking about blockchain because I think they wanted to take the Kickstarter engine and let you use it on your own website.
Yes.
So they can wipe their hands of it and be like, yeah, we don't allow certain projects on Kickstarter itself.
But you can license the engine.
But you can, we can't control what people are doing on their own websites.
And we still get paid.
And I think that's very smart of them to do that. But they're requiring more disclosure of AI projects and whatever. But this audience is not real happy. People are like we're going to have to ban WotC. We should hound WotC to make a statement on this. We as consumers should be informed on whether AI was used in the creation for a product. AI art is the dumbest move ever for WotC. Art is what sells D&D products.
Well, I agree. I mean, considering how the art has been, they're known for it, like for years, and they hired these amazing artists and stuff. But a lot of them they treated like shit later, which is a whole other story. But it is kind of an insult because one of the reasons people were so into it was that you're buying it, you're getting beautiful art.
Yeah, they said in the article on Gizmodo that the rest of the team apparently wasn't aware, but they said this guy's known. This guy's known for AI art.
So when they hire this person, that's what you'd expect them to do. I'm sure they knew. Because I know this person's, that's what they do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they
probably
knew. There's no way they didn't know.
They probably just didn't think.
No problem. Just disclose it. It wouldn't have been a big deal. Just disclose it. Because, I mean, it looked like they did most of the work. They just did some of the extra, the final touches to make it flowy or whatever. And it messed it up, apparently, with the feet and the
That's always the giveaway. How many fingers am I holding up? You're a bot.
Yeah. So, I'm just like, for now. But I'm just like... it wasn't a whole lot. The art was still mostly done by them. But it's like they should have said, hey, there's some AI used to enhance this image. That's all they had to do. And people would have been like, okay. But they knew people would be mad about it.
So this person here said, I'm wary of the this is art, weird, bad, must be AI discourse. Chalk it up to another of AI's crimes, making us distrust artists. So is it going to get to a point now where unless somebody's actually live streaming themselves drawing something, nobody's going to believe that they actually drew it? That's what it feels like.
It's going to make it so people who maybe aren't very good at art can just be like, I'm a world-renowned artist now. You know what I mean? And then people who've worked for years might not get to do it because they cost more.
Do consumers who pick up these books at Walmart or Target care?
Yeah, that's the question.
That's the question. That's what Hasbro's going to look at. Look, I'm going to tell you the truth. The end goal for Hasbro, for WotC, is to turn D&D into a shitty mobile app. Mm-hmm. They don't care.
Or you can fuck lots of bears, and you can fuck other things too, like
whatever you want to do, right?
Horses, pigs,
bears, moo fat cow, pig. You can have a whole
moo fat cow, pig. Yay!
all the farm animals can be your waifus. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Waifu Bear. That's our next comic. Waifu Bear.
No, we're not doing Waifu Bear. Thank you. To wrap this up.
We're going to wrap this up, guys. So this is just another controversy. Throw another one on the pile for WotC. They are striking out 6 or 8 months. They have completely destroyed their reputation. And of course it happens on Gen Con weekend. Good for you. I'm sorry.
You know what it reminds me of? What was I forgot the robot's name was in the Amazing World of Gumball, but he decides he wants to be Gumball. And he starts turning himself into Gumball, and everybody believes he's Gumball.
Is that where he tapes the eyes or whatever?
Yeah, and everybody's like, he's Gumball, and Gumball's not Gumball. And that's what this all reminds me of. Yeah. Anyway,
we're gonna wrap it up, right? Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.